Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about why I quit architecture, a career, a field that I was once so passionate about. So before I get started, I just wanted to clarify that I am not encouraging you to quit your own pursuits. Everyone's journey is unique. What is good for me may not necessarily be good for you. What is good for you may not necessarily be good for me. Instead, I hope my journey, my experience, the lessons I've learned may help some of you to make better informed decisions if you are having similar challenges like me or contemplating for a major career change. And that is what all of this is about. Okay, so let's dive in. When I first joined the architecture school, I had none of them in the profession advising me, telling me to go into it, thinking that this is going to give you a lot of creative solution, creative way of living life, making a lot of artwork. And when I did go into architecture school, it was extremely difficult. But the reality of architecture school, you cannot socialize outside of your studio. You simply will not have the time. So you're secluded from the outside world. You become socially awkward when you're outside of your circle. While my personality was the exact opposite. I love people, I love mingling, I love making friends, I love being out there and putting myself out there. It altered my personality. I became like an introverted person. The workload is often intense, you guys. Work hours and hours around the clock, and you're constantly in an anxiety to chase deadlines. And you're doing this not just 1-2 years, girl. You're doing it 7 years. 3 years of diploma, 2 years of degree, 6 months to get your experience, and 2 years for your masters. After that, you'll get licensed. I don't know, it might take longer. So it's probably around 6 to 7 years just trying to get licensed. I'm not licensed. I've only got my part 1, my bachelor's, and I'm glad I did it. So unlike other fields, like doctor or lawyer, you still study 6-7 years, but you do not get as highly paid as doctors or lawyers. You're not. And a lot of them are not even happy with their jobs. I mean, you can still be unhappy being a doctor, but you're well paid, honey. You still be okay. In terms of career growth, it's gonna be super damn slow. Unless if you're in like a smaller firm, maybe your expansion of knowledge is crazy and variety and like you do a lot of things. But if you're in like a huge firm, you're gonna be doing a small part in a huge project. And it's gonna get mundane because you're gonna be repeatedly doing the same thing. And this project will take 5 to 6 years to complete. And you're gonna be doing 5 to 6 years of one project. Unlike your sister industry, like interior design, they're fast-paced. But you get to handle many projects in years and you become like a project manager. Like your career ladder is gonna like it makes you a different person. I always felt like I'm at the bottom of the food chain, guys. So maybe that's why I'm like so discouraged to continue this. One time I went to work, I saw this lorry driver right next to me because I was traveling in a bus on the way to work. Very scary though. They were falling asleep while driving with this mouth wide open, like lights are on, no one's home. I can totally relate to that. That's how I've been working in office, not using my creativity to solve problems. I just felt like a robot and I felt like I'm not growing at this point. If I needed to grow, I'm gonna have to do my masters and it's gonna be 2 years. I was wondering if it's at all worth my time and energy invested into my master's degree, coming out to do the same thing over and over again. And I see my seniors and I'm not inspired at all to continue doing this because that's not the kind of life I want to live. And it's okay because in every level, your desires is going to expand, it's going to be different, and you're going to evolve. It's okay to make changes according to what you want to be eventually because that's what your calling is, your heart is. At some point, you're going to keep working for the money and not feel fulfilled, and it's going to be so depressing. Feel like your life is out of control. So take control now. I took control now. Is the long working hours. Okay, in Singapore, we work 44 hours a week. 9 to 6 is the working hours. If you're leaving at 6, you're not doing enough. Overtime and overwork is the norm. When I got back from work, I was constantly very irritated. I cannot be myself at work. I feel like I'm switching personality to fit into the office culture. Not just one office, guys. I've been into many offices too, and I felt the same everywhere. I didn't fit into any spaces. I'm a very social person. I need to connect with people. I need to talk to people. But my job was constantly about things that you do on your daily task, I realized it's not something I want to continue doing. I don't want to be checking door and window schedule in my day-to-day life. That's one of the biggest stressors in my life. To be able to be a successful designer architect, I feel like you have to do your master degree outside of the country. You have to have a lot of money invested into your education, your masters. The European countries, in Australia, in US, that's just my thought. Take it with a grain of salt. When it comes to designing a huge project, they always reach out to graduated architects from the West side generally. It's just a market demand. I am currently designing my life path, so see you on the other side. During the pandemic, I still got to hold a job and it paid my bills, and I'm just so grateful I was able to do that. And I learned a new software. I was doing Revit, and I was able to get through a whole year doing Revit. And I was on site, taking. People are different on site. People are different. The language is different. The intensity is strong, and it was not good for my mental health, I must say. It was too much of micromanagement, which I hated. And once you go into technical, it's hard to get into designing, because now they're gonna think that you're a logical person, you're not going to imagine outside of the box, or restricted, you're not artistic. It's a constant battle, and it's very dry, and it sucks. Yeah, you keep doing that. For how long? You think that this is just a short-term hustle, but this is what you do for the rest of your life. I don't want to be 60 years old to be getting yelled at in front of hundreds of people decades younger than me, just because they're project manager and I'm an architect. Okay? And that happens, which sucks. I don't want to be bossed around when I'm 60. I'm 60, I want my margarita. I want my grandchildren to call me Ampata, Apata, Aputa, and I just want to chill. I want to live life and experience the softness, the joy, and the beauty of life. Architecture simply requires you to not have enough sleep, work like a hog,
work like a dog, day and night, living off a coffee from a pot none of you want to touch.
Do I give up, or should I just get chasing pavements, even if it leads nowhere? Although experience doesn't align with your initial goal, there is still lessons learned. It can still contribute to personal development. I learned grit in architecture. I learned design skills, technical skills, how to do research. So there's a lot of things that I learned that is applicable in a lot of other aspects. To aspiring architects, suggest to pursue a well-rounded education that combines local knowledge and has international exposure. Consider studying abroad and seeking international internships in countries that's known for architectural excellence to gain broader perspectives. Research the profession thoroughly before you make any decisions, understand the demand, and be prepared to work hard to reach your goals. And also, don't be discouraged if your journey doesn't follow a traditional path. Sometimes unconventional experiences may lead to unique opportunities. The decision to quit architecture was a very deeply personal one. It has led me to explore other opportunities and my passions. I'm currently doing my MBA and also exploring more on social media. I cannot be happier with the decisions I made. My intention is not to discourage anyone from pursuing a career in architecture. However, it is essential to prioritize your well-being, make informed decisions that align with your personal and professional goals. If you have similar experience or if you have any advice to share, feel free to contribute to the conversation through the comments below, so we can all learn from one another. Remember that we're all here to support and inspire each other. Let's keep this dialogue open and positive as we explore our path together. Thank you very much for watching, you guys. Take care until next time.